with this?
It was a song that he presented, and I liked it.
And Barry Hankerson, my manager, came to me and asked me did I want to work with Michael. You know, he didn't want to say the last name. It kind of threw me off. I thought he was talking about Jordan. But it came out to be he was talking about Michael Jackson. I thought about it for less than a second. And I said, yeah, man, I love to work with him. You know, so it actually happened. And we went in the studio. He heard the song I did. Actually, I did the song just like him, you know, as far as imitating his voice and everything. He liked it. So he came to Chicago and we nailed the song.
Actually, we produced this one together.
Okay.
And I mean, it was a wonderful song. So it was really done. He's a wonderful artist.
It's a truly beautiful song. I mean, the first time I heard it, I liked it immediately. I mean, was that the type of impact when you heard it too?
Yeah. For me, I always have to hear it twice.
2 times?
Yeah.
2 times?
Even if I love it, I want to hear it again. But I loved it.
Worked together, sang together, aside from PYT. But that's just a little background thing he asked me to do, so I said yes and did it. That was years ago. But it was fun. It was really fun working with him in the studio, and we wrote the song.
What was it like working together, like doing it, the dancing and the whole thing?
It was great because we love to dance. And to get in a room and dance with my sister reminds me of old times.
Yes, definitely. I did feel that little sister thing. It'll always be that way because that's what I am. And he's my big brother.
To take it a step forward and to innovate, or else why am I doing it? I don't want to be just another can in the assembly line. You know, I want to, you know, create, do something that's totally different and unusual. It's like, I hate to say it, but it's like what all songwriters say. It's true. It's like you don't write the song writes itself, and it just kind of falls into your lap. It's like when you say, gee whiz, did I do this? It was that sort of thing.
Is video the same, or is video more work?
Kind of. I think so. It's a cousin of the same creative, you know, intent. I think. You let it create itself. Really, I know I do. A dance number where I told my sister Janet, I said, you remind me of a Black Panther. I said, why don't you do something where you transform into a Black Panther and you transform it to yourself again? She said, I like it, but she didn't go with it. Because the two of us, we always think alike. So I told her I was going to do it, so I did it. And in the dance, I said, I want to do a dance number where I can just let out my frustration about, you know, injustice and prejudice and racism and bigotry. And within the dance, I just became upset and I let go, you know, and that's what happened. And I think at the time, people were concerned about the violent content of the piece, but it's like easy to look at. It's simple. It makes me think of the song and working with Quincy Jones and all those wonderful people. I love Quincy. He's a wonderful guy to work with. And I remember him telling me to write a song that I would enjoy, you know, with an edge. So I went in my room and wrote Beat It. I don't know why, but I did. About, you know, two gangs coming together. And the song is so self-explanatory that it's so easy to make the short film. And I had seen, I think it was a McDonald's commercial, and I said, God, I like the rhythm and the cut of this commercial. I said, I want this director for this piece. So I reached out to him.
So that was Steve Barron. Not Steve, I'm sorry, Giraldi.
Bob Giraldi, better than me, good. Yeah, Bob was cool.
Different because it really doesn't have anything to do with the lyrics of the video. It's kind of a whole different thing. How'd you come up with that?
It's kind of surreal and it's different. I didn't come up with that concept. It was, I think, a British fellow.
Steve Barron.
Yeah, Steve Barron. He just had all these different and I thought he had wonderful ideas, but I let him go with it. The only part I wrote in the piece was I said, I just want a section. I said, give me a section where I could dance a little. Because he said no dancing in the whole piece. He said, no dancing. I said, just give me one little moment. So that whole section You see this long street and this billboard of these two girls. One of them is Billie Jean and I'm dancing. That's the only part I contributed. Thing to work on, because I remember my original approach was, how do you make zombies and monsters dance without it being comical? So I said we have to do just the right kind of movement so it doesn't become something that you laugh at, but it just has to be, you know, take it to another level. So I got in a room with Michael Peters, and he and I together kind of imagined how these zombies should move by making faces in the mirror. And I used to come to rehearsal sometime with monster makeup on, and I loved doing that. So he and I collaborated, and we both choreographed the piece. And I thought I should start, you know, like that kind of thing, then go into this kind of jazzy step, you know.
It's awesome.
Kind of gruesome things like that, you know. Not too much ballet or whatever.
Right. It has that stiff movement to it.
Yeah. I knew if we did something with substance and content that people would watch, and it had great entertainment value, and if it held you, I knew we'd be okay. And that was the idea, you know.
When you made the video, when you were making it, when you finished it, did you realize just what you'd accomplished, that this was going to be this groundbreaking?
When I was in the editing room, I knew I liked it. I enjoyed it. You know, it has to be satisfying for me. And I enjoyed what I had seen when we finished it. So I was happy with it. Never totally satisfied, but I was happy.
What about it would you have changed if you could?
I'm not always happy with certain cuts and angles and the timing and, you know, those sort of things, you know.
Your own worst critic, huh?
Yeah, it has to be just right.